It was sort of identified from a herb in the Middle East. It's actually called Galiga officinalis. It was used in the Middle East sort of from a wild plant that actually reduced glucose in people. Essentially, because it was a non-diabetic drug. It stops glycemia in people with diabetes.
And it was known by local people, and that's what they used it for?
Originally, yes. And the reason why it's come into the news recently is because there's some work in the US that's showing that potentially it's going to increase life expectancy.
How true and reliable is that?
It's interesting. I mean, we've known since the 1930s that if you starve rats and mice, that they actually live longer. If you reduce their calorific intake by about 30-40%, they actually live longer than rats and mice that have normal sort of food intake, calorie intake. Now, we believe that sort of the metformin induces sort of at a molecular level this sort of state of starvation. We're using a pathway that I don't fully understand called the mTOR pathway. But I mean, this drug's been around forever, and we did studies sort of last year from 2009 that showed some of the benefits of this drug, which is cheap and widely available everywhere in the world.
Fascinating, particularly if it's cheap. Could the same effects be achieved by altering your diet?
That's a good question. The answer is yes, but I mean, reducing it at sort of an average person in the UK, average bloke in the UK would have a calorie intake of about 2,000 calories a day. You'd have to reduce that to just over 1,000 permanently, and that really wouldn't be nice, and it's unsustainable. So logically, the answer is yes, but no.
Yes, but no. Fabulous answer. But listen, are we getting too excited about this? Very briefly.
I'm not sure is the answer. I mean, in the study we did in diabetes, that people with type 2 diabetes compared to the general population, that they had the same life expectancy. But once you adjusted for other factors like the fact that they were unwell and they had different metabolic issues with them, they actually had better life expectancy.